So this is Shante Ragin, and guess what? I am still preaching and teaching today. There are just some days where you just want to go ahead and preach and teach. Um, right now, what I really want to say to the preachers and teachers, if you are going through what I've gone through in 2020, land of the coronavirus, land of quarantine, land of your entire family being on top of each other, and you're having a hard time putting out messages, then this is for you. I've done several types of messages. I've done recorded messages. I mean, there's just simply some days where, you know, my hair isn't doing what I wanted to do, or I don't look how I think I should look. And yeah, I didn't turn on the camera like I've turned on the camera today, even though, maybe I don't have my hair and all this stuff in. So I recorded all of these messages that I've had the intentions on putting up, but hadn't put up. And I would need to get a thumbnail and put that up and have the messages and put the messages up here on my channel. I started just meditating because it upset me that you didn't readily have a message because I didn't have the space. I don't think people understand that when you are a preacher, speaker, teacher, that you need space to cultivate these messages. And even if you're a YouTuber or somebody who puts the messages out later, you still need that space to cultivate the message. You don't care if people listen to it later, but you need the space to cultivate messages. So I want to give these advices to you, something that I've turned to during these cramped times, writing the message. Whereas you may have put your recorder out, recorded your messages or recorded them live, and you feel like you just don't have the space to do that, write out the messages. I don't know why I didn't think of this, because I started to feel like I was losing messages. Like, okay, this message just came to me, and because I just don't have the space to hit the recorder and save this message, that I've lost the message. And I do think that I've lost some messages that, my prayers that they come back to me so that I can release them. However, I started to write the messages, pull up a regular Word document, and I'm typing my message. And I realized I was able to save some messages. And during those times when I did have that space, then I would go back in and record those messages that I already had on paper. So talking to those of us that have messages, but don't feel like we got the space to put those messages out. Some of you preachers may still be doing your Sunday sermon, but if you're like me and you didn't have that regular audience, but you put these messages out and you need the space to do it, I recommend writing the message down, or utilizing those times when you can be alone. There are times when, my family decides to go and do something, and I could go, but I feel as though we've spent plenty of time together here, and I'll stay. I'll stay back. You guys go and have your fun and your time. I'm going to be here, and I can usually produce a message at that point, or maybe even read one of the messages out that I've typed and audio recorded, or maybe refresh myself with those notes and do a video recording. So number one, write your messages. Number two, fall back when it's time to go out of the house and let the other family members go and do what they're doing so that you can get your message out. Because I'm going to tell you, for me, it became to be a very disparaging thing not to be able to release these messages. because I just simply didn't have the space to release them. And if you're not a speaker, you don't understand that even though people are going to hear the messages later, you still need the space to produce the message, the original intention of the message, the original energy of the message. So for the preachers and the teachers who have been in quarantine and you've got speaker's block, so to speak, as a writer, you understand writer's block when you just come up against that thing and you just don't have anything, or you've got it and you can't utter it because you've got ears. You write them, or you look to previous recordings and you revamp those. So in my case, I have all these audio recordings that I can now upload, put thumbtacks on them, and so you'll see a lot of those messages coming out that I didn't have time to record before, or I didn't have time to upload before, or if I don't have the space to record them now, I can upload the ones that I've already recorded and do some work that I hadn't done before. So for you preachers and teachers, how to overcome speaker's block, because you don't have the space to cultivate your message. You write the message. You fall back when other family members are leaving the house. And you work on older messages that you may have had previously and before. This is Shante Ragin talking about what to do when you've got speakers blocked because of the quarantine. Like and subscribe to my YouTube channel. Click the bell. And if you know other speakers that are going through the same thing, this is just 2 simple suggestions of things that you can do. Share this video with them, and I will speak with you soon.